Yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up here. Well, it's a funny story. You see, there's a lot of great gamers out there. You've got people that can complete mania stages with perfect scores, and people that can complete the game with Floyd in under 45 minutes. However, what you don't see so much is all the mistakes that are made and the many hours of practice it takes to get that good. So I thought, why not have a laugh and watch some of the mistakes I've made in my speedruns. Right out of the gate at the start of stage 1, there's this Y signal that spawns in the top left corner on easy, something I forget about in almost every run. Stage 1. What an embarrassing start, definitely setting the tone of what's to come. Speaking of stage 1, there's also a section here you can get electrocuted. Well, at least I can, don't know about you. This isn't the only place you can get electrocuted in the game if you're not careful. Let's just watch a clip, shall we? You could say my gameplay is absolutely shocking. Moving on, which is one thing Adam's actually quite good at. A little tip for you, at the start of the Shiva fight at the end of the Chinatown level, if you dash forward with Adam in just the right way and stop, you can basically hit Shiva straight away as soon as the fight begins. However, the key element here is, you actually have to stop. Otherwise, the fight will never load and you'll just be wasting precious seconds for nothing. P.S. Don't ask me what this daft jump at the start was all about, because I have no idea what I was doing. Shiva's not the only boss fight where that can happen. You can see here that Adam is so excited to be meeting Rihanna and Beyonce that not only is he dashing into a box, he also keeps dashing forward. Again, the fight won't load unless you stop. In case you missed it the first time, here it is again. Believe it or not, these mistakes are actually taken from runs which I've submitted to the leaderboard. Speaking of boss fights, one thing I'm quite infamous for is wasting my star moves entirely. Yes, there's nothing more distressing than using your hard-earned star and it connecting with absolutely nothing. However, very close to that feeling is using your star and completely mistiming it altogether, leaving the boss with a tiny sliver of health. And it happens time and time and time again. Well, this is mostly a what not to do guide. As well as the Shiva tip from earlier, I'd like to give you a bit of a tip on stage 7 Skytrain. When you're ready to kill the last Barney, you actually want to try and kill him as far to the right of the screen as possible. That way the camera doesn't have to move too much to try and find you. What you don't want to do is what I've done here, and that is kill the Barney as far to the left as humanly possible, wasting even more precious seconds before you get to take on Estelle. Boo hiss. Something similar can happen in the final fight at stage 12. If, like me, you target Mr. Y first, be aware that if your final attack knocks him off to the left of the screen, it will take a short period of time for him to come back on screen, leaving you standing like a spare part watching him waltz by. One thing I find very frustrating about this game is trying to locate the invisible portal that will take you into the next room. It would be far too easy just to walk through a door when it tells you to go. And if you dash, like I do with Adam, it actually makes it a lot harder to try and find this place where you need to be in order to pass through. Still, while we're here, you might as well watch me one more time knock Mr. Y off the side of the screen. Yes, I've done this far too many times, and it never gets any less embarrassing. Going back to Skytrain for a moment, I'm sure we've all felt the pain of hitting one of those traffic lights, despite the fact that the game gives us plenty of warning of when it's going to come past. Now, it can be understandable if you're taking on a multitude of enemies, as I'm doing here. However, it's completely unforgivable when you're just walking alone, as I'm also doing here. Now, did you think me getting electrocuted was fun? Let's talk about those exploding barrels. Seems to be no matter where there's an exploding barrel, I'll be right there, taking the full force of the explosion in the face. And it's not just the barrels either, we've really got to be very aware of these fire vials. In fact, why don't we go ahead and combine the two? Why not get hit by a fire vial and an exploding barrel in the same sequence? Perfect. You could say that my gameplay is a whip. There are very few characters in the game I hate as much as Estelle, boo hiss. However, Goro is right down there with her. If I'm not getting jabbed off the elevator, then I'm simply getting jabbed all over the shop. Oh look, I've actually managed to throw him away. And here comes his pal Ruby to avenge him. Well, hopefully you've had a good laugh at my expense. Maybe you've picked up a few things not to do in your own speedruns. Why don't we finish where we began? Back at stage 1, as I forget about an enemy spawn and dash away wildly. Have fun everybody, go fast, just don't go too fast.